are so many different mediums now that we have for selling to prospects. So of course we still have face-to-face, yet we also have Zoom or virtual meetings. Yet I still find that phone is one of the most effective mediums for actually selling. And so in this video, I'm going to show you how to sell over the phone like a boss. Check it out. Number one, how you say it is more important than what you say. Remember, when we're on the phone, the only thing they can see or hear is what's coming through your voice, right? So they don't actually see anything, but they can hear and ultimately visualize what they're seeing. So how you say something, the tonality that you're using, your voice, your pace, your vocal variety is just as, if not more important than what you're actually saying. So be very conscientious of how you are saying what you're saying over the phone. Because if they sense fear, if they sense discomfort, if they sense nervousness, they are going to want to get off the phone with you. Number two, show comfort. So this builds on the last piece. We've got to be so comfortable on the phone. The more comfortable we are, the more we are going to set appointments and the more we're going to be closing deals. So if your prospect feels like no matter what they say to you, you're going to be comfortable as a result of that, they're going to be super comfortable feeling like it's worth staying on the phone with this person. So by demonstrating your comfort, no matter what they say, no matter how they respond, you are going to show that you are a true veteran and ultimately are going to set more appointments, close more deals. So showing that comfort and genuinely feeling it. And by the way, the way that we get comfortable is simply by getting a lot of practice. I mean, obviously we want to try to feel comfortable, but ultimately it's about getting that practice in and feeling comfortable in any situation. Number three, have your dialed in script. Now, one of the ways that we get comfortable is by having a script that we know inside and out. And so this isn't about having something that makes you feel rigid and sound scripted. Of course not, right? A script is about actually freeing you up to know what the words are going to be already. So now you can use tonality and you can use that vocal variety to demonstrate your comfort because you've said it 100 times or 1,000 times. That's how you get comfortable, by dialing in that script, making sure that it's on track. And by the way, that it's the best possible script that you can have, so that way you have the confidence to know that it's likely to work. Number four, open differently. Now, prospects get lots of sales calls every single day. So if your opening phrase is just like every other salesperson out there, like, hey, how are you today? Right? Immediately the prospect is going to want to get off the phone because they knew it was coming, they expected it, it was like every other person, and as a result, they're immediately going to want to get off the phone. So in many ways, I don't even care what you use to open up your conversations, but if it's different, it's better than everything else that everyone else is doing. So open differently, have an opening that's going to really kind of break that pattern, is going to set you apart from the hordes of other people that are trying to get through to your prospects. Number five, know your fallbacks. Your prospects are going to naturally want to push back at different points in your script. They're going to try to get off the phone at the beginning, or they're going to tell you that, you know what, they don't really need what you have to offer. That's going to happen. And so rather than just saying, okay, well, sorry about that, I appreciate your time, instead, you want to have a contingency or a fallback that's going to help you push through that and keep the call going. So having these predictable contingencies for any time that you're likely to get knocked back, that's what's going to keep the conversation moving forward. Number six, what's your opening play? Now, we typically use what we call an opening play in the Sales Insights method as part of a prospecting call. And an opening play is basically the first 20 to 30 seconds of that conversation where you're going to demonstrate from a bird's eye view what it is you do and what are the typical challenges that you see your prospects facing. This is basically what the opening play is. And by using that opening play to get the prospect to see that you actually have some real value and that you understand what's going on in their world, and at the same time, you get them talking about their challenges, that's how we get the conversation off to a good start. Number seven, reference your K.A.C.T.A. Now, I've been talking about the K.A.C.T.A a lot lately, and the K.A.C.T.A basically stands for kick-ass call to action, right? So what is your kick-ass call to action that's better than just, hey, could we schedule another call where I'll ask you a bunch of questions and try to sell you a bunch of crap, right? Your prospect doesn't want to do that, and that's what most salespeople are doing in one way or another. We want to have a kick-ass call to action that's something valuable. Maybe it's where I could share with you some best practices that we're seeing in the industry, or where I could show you some of the best practices that you could use to close more deals, or whatever the kick-ass call to action is, we want it to be valuable. Maybe it's putting together an audit or some kind of an assessment for them to show them how they could improve how they're doing X, Y, and Z. Number 8, pretend you're looking at them. Now, this is very specific to the phone, because if we can't physically see them, yet we also don't want to imagine that we're just looking at a black wall. We want to pretend that we're looking at them. Be very comfortable, feel that person, pretend that you're literally looking straight at them and that you're talking to a real person. It's going to help you keep them more fully engaged. Number 9, stand tall. Now, this is something that we've done for years, which is I suggest that when you're making your dials, stand up. Be sure that when you actually are talking to someone, stand up, because that's how you would typically talk to someone. You're going to have a much stronger tone. Your confidence is going to feel better as opposed to sitting in a chair slumped over your desk. So when you get someone on the phone, stand up, have your headset on, and be standing as you're talking to them. Number 10, it's just a video game. This is something that we have to remember. You're literally on the phone with someone. You're not with them. They can't hit you. They can't punch you. They can't attack you. It's literally like being in a multiplayer video game where the other player is somewhere else in the world and they have no access to you. And so they're a competitor or they're someone that you're playing with as a teammate. When you are making a prospecting call, when you're making that sales call, it's literally just a video game. We have to remember that it's not real. Yet it's so scary to so many people, but it's just a video game. There's nothing they can do, and the worst they can do is say a couple of mean things and then hang up the phone. Who cares? And that brings us to number 11, SW3N. Some will, some won't, so what next? I don't care if you are the perfect prospecting caller and you have the perfect script. You are going to get some people who have no interest in what you have. You're going to get some people who are going to be cranky with you. You're going to have some people who hang up the phone on you. Some will, some won't, so what next? We can't get caught up in trying to sell everything to everyone. The reality is that there are some people who simply don't have the challenges that you solve, or they're just jerks. It's okay. Take that pressure off yourself to be perfect every single time, because at the end of the day, some of those opportunities are going to turn into something, some of them won't. So what next? So there is how to sell over the phone like a boss. And if you enjoyed this video, then I have an amazing free training on the step-by-step formula to closing more deals. Just click right here to get registered instantly. Seriously, just click right here. This is an in-depth training that will help you close more deals at higher prices, all while generating more meetings. Also, if you got some value, please like this video below on YouTube and be sure to subscribe to my channel by clicking my face, which should be right about here, to get access to a new video just like this one each week.